everybody. This is a quick tutorial on how to do a menu with submenus using components. So I'm going to demonstrate this one that is already working. So we know what we are after when we are trying to create this effect, which is this. So it's basically, when you create a menu and you tick and it open more options, but smoothly. So that's what we want to achieve. So I'm going to come back to this layer, which is nothing has been applied, to demonstrate how to achieve that. Okay, so in this tutorial, the tools that we're going to use is Smart Animate, components, and auto layout. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I see this, go and check some tutorials and on these tools so you can have a better idea and follow this up easier. So okay, so now let's come back and try to do this one. Okay, the menu. So I'm going to move this element to these components panel right here. Okay, and the first thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to convert it as a component. And after I convert it as a component, I want to add a little bit of an arrow. So because there are going to be more options on their services, so I'm going to add an arrow next to it, so there is some kind of a visual cue. So I'm going to click here and search an icon, import. Great. Okay, that's a little bit what I wanted. So I'm going to change the color so it's not as strong as the black one. So just kind of give it a little bit of hierarchy. All right. So I'm going to select these two elements, and because I want to group them together, I'm going to frame them. And so I'm going to do select frames. No. Frame selection. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So now this is the menu as I want it to look on a default stage. Okay. Now to create an interactive component, I have to create a variant with the sub options on their services. So that's what I want to do now. So because I will be adding more text on their services to add the option for submenu, I want to create, okay, I have the home, the services, the support. If I copy and paste, right? If I copy this element because I want to add more text. So I'm going to, so if I don't use auto layout, then I will have to remove everything and readjust everything. So I want to use auto layout. So when I duplicate the element adjust to the container, I am going to expand this so I have enough room. I'm going to select the navigation panel and then add auto layout. Okay, oops, it moved like this. That's all right. I can just move it. Yeah, good. So now if I duplicate, if I add more text, it will scale it up without me having to move everything again. And I'm going to service 1, service 2, service 3. But I want this element to look slightly different, so there is a more hierarchy. So basically reflects the hierarchy visually as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a different tone, like instead of black, a little bit lighter. I also want the size to be a little bit smaller. And I want the spacing to be different, but I know that the spacing is being controlled by the auto layout in the parent frame. So it's basically following this instruction. So if I want to modify this one, it will modify everything, and I do not want that. So I'm selecting the 3 of them, and I'm going to frame them. And I'm framing them so I can control this one individually. And then, yeah, that's good. So that's a little bit what I wanted. Then I'm going to add also layout because I want some space here. And I know I can do it without a layout. So in the padding area, I can add 16 here. And yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a little bit what I wanted. Okay, I also want to rotate this element as well, like this. So that way, when it's by default, it will look like this. When I click, it will display the elements like that. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Now it's time to interact the element. So I am going to go to prototype, add interaction, on tap, change to, variant to, Smart Animate. On tap, change to, default. All right, so let's see if it works. Okay, it should work. So I'm coming back to this one and I'm going to replace this element with the component that I just created. So what I'm going to do is to start this one. Okay, so I am going to add it in here just to see if it works before applying before adding in the prototype. So let's see. Remember that you have to drag on the frame if you want to import it. So let's see. It's not here, it's right here. Yeah. Okay. I think, do you see how we jumped back? Let's show again. You see how we click and it jumped back very quickly, not smoothly. So maybe I didn't add a Smart Animate here. So let's see how it looks now. Yeah, okay. So it is working. So what I'm going to do is to replace this element with a new component. And I'm going to copy this because I know it's a component and it's working. I select this element and I say paste to replace. So that way it replaces this object with a new object. And then I am going to select the menu and link to the menu items. On top, open overlay. When this element is smaller than the page, you use open overlay. So that way all it does is to bring this frame on top of this one. Position top right, yeah, close when clicking outside, the background, let's say 60 or percent, let's see how it go. In animation, it will be moving this direction. Okay, so now let's see how that looks. Okay. I need to link this one as well. So let's see, for that we use on tap, close overlay. Yep, that's it. And if I click here, yeah. So obviously you have to, if you want to link one of these elements, you select, like let's say that I want this service to link to a specific page. So you go to the component, select the service and link it to the specific page that is going to, the same way that you link everything else. Okay, well, I hope this helped, and I will see you next time. Bye now.